You're listening to the Community Link crew on GFM 96.6.
Now we're going to move to our interview with Jason Dunford. Hi, Jason, and welcome to GFM 96.6.
Thanks for having me on.
Okay, Jason, sometime since you've been to the studio, because we usually have Monique Smith in the studio doing this update. Tonight it's you.
Yeah.
So do you just want to sort of introduce yourself and explain what Gloucester Works is about?
Sure. Well, Gloucester Works is there to support anyone who is unemployed or who is facing redundancy, or even if you're looking at a change in career. And what we can do is sit down with you on a one-to-one basis, have a chat about your situation, discuss your background, your qualifications, things that you've done previously, talk about what you'd like to do in the future, so your next steps, and then give you some support on how to get there. So that will be breaking it down into short steps. For example, you might need to undertake some additional training. You might want to find out a bit more about a career, a different type of career. Mm-hmm. You might need help updating your CV if you haven't done that for a while or you're not sure how it's done. Searching for jobs, all sorts of different things really, with a view of helping you get into work.
Okay then. And it's Gloucester Works, isn't it? I keep saying Gloucestershire, but it's Gloucester Works.
It's the organisation I work for is Gloucestershire First, and we're running a programme called Gloucester Works.
Okay then. Now, if people want to be able to access those programmes that you're talking about, what do they need to do?
They need to give us a call in the first instance. We have a free phone number, so if you get your pens ready, it's 0800 002 9838. I'll say it again. It's 0800 002 9838. So that's a free phone number. It isn't free if it's from a mobile, but I think it's quite low cost. Mm-hmm. But from any landline, that'll be free. And we can have a chat with you over the phone and discuss what the next appropriate step is. So we can have a one-to-one interview with you in our office. We also run job hubs in different areas around Gloucester. Mm-hmm. For example, we do one right here at the Trust Centre, so just down the corridor. Every couple of weeks we're here on a Tuesday afternoon. You can drop in, we can give you some support. The computers are there for you to use as well. Say you don't have access to computers at home, we can help you type your CV up, search online for jobs, put a covering letter together, things like that. Okay. We also run them in other venues, in Quedgeley, in Matson, in Podsmead, and others around the city.
Okay, if people want to find out about the hubs, where can they go on to your website and see that, get that information?
Yeah, go onto our website. It's www.gloucesterworks.co.uk. There's lots of information on there. The contact details are on there. We have an email address that you could get in touch with us as well. Mm-hmm. All the dates and times. But the best thing would probably be to give us a call, because then we can book you in and make sure you've got some time with an advisor, because they do get quite busy. Sure.
Okay. More, and even more so this in this current climate, I should imagine. Now, I'd like to ask you about some of the sorts of people that you help, because I've been employed in the same job probably about 8 years, and sometimes you see, well, I'm on a secondment, so I did apply for a new job about a couple of years ago, but sometimes I see jobs, not at the moment, and I think, God, yeah, I could probably do that, but the thing that puts me off is the whole application process, and there still is a fear of sitting down and doing all of that, writing the right thing, selling yourself. Now, do you help people, like myself, say, for example, if I was unemployed, although I've been employed for quite some time, what's the feedback from people? Do you get people in who, haven't done this for years and are coming to you?
Definitely. We see people from all walks of life, all sections of the society, really. Young people, first ever job. Mm-hmm. So we can help young people, no qualifications, access things like apprenticeships, help them in the application process for those. Have a discussion about where they want to go next, through to people who have just been made redundant, have been in the same role for 30 years perhaps, mm-hmm. and have never had to apply for jobs or have a CV, and perhaps feel that they can't do or can't get back into a certain career. Perhaps there's less jobs in those areas, so it's really a big change for them. So, and then everything in between, really. So we help people from all different backgrounds, sure. And different experiences. The application process can be quite scary, and it's really a matter of looking at the job description, looking at the person's specifications, seeing what the employer wants, and trying to match your skills and experiences to those. Lots of times people are scared of going for a job because they think they don't have the very specific experiences, but there's lots of transferable skills people have. Just because you haven't done a a specific role that exactly matches a job you might be interested in doesn't mean you can't go for it. So we can help people bring those things out and really look at the skills that they've got and make sure we can help them get that down on paper.
Yeah, because transferable skills are... I don't think people realise how many transferable skills they could have.
Definitely not. Speaks to a lot of people who just think they've got no chance, but actually once you really start discussing things and getting some of those things written down, you can soon realise actually, there's a lot of opportunities out there. Okay. And there are quite a lot of jobs out there at the moment. Things are picked up after Christmas. The difference is there's more competition for those jobs, so you've really got to be spot on with those application forms, really make sure you're selling your abilities and you're telling the employer, what they need to hear, really.
Sure. Do you work with local partners to ensure that there are job opportunities in place for the people of Gloucester?
We have an employer engagement manager who works directly with employers, and they send through jobs all the time. So we have direct access to vacancies that are coming up, working directly with business. So for example, there is a job working in telesales, although it's not cold calling. I know a lot of people are quite uncomfortable with that, but it's responding to inquiries via a website. So we're putting a few people forward for those types of jobs now, and they'll hopefully... This is a company that's come to us previously, and we've put people in place there, so it is a success. So if people come to us, as well as helping them with their CV, when opportunities come up, we can help match them to some vacancies that are around as well.
Okay, are you counting the number of people that you work with that then go on successfully to gain employment?
Yes, we definitely are. As part of the programme, part of the funding, we have to make sure that we're providing value for money, and we have kind of smashed all targets, but I suppose that was related to the economic climate. Sure. That made it so there was a lot more people that needed our support. So we've supported quite a lot of people, and always have to provide evidence of what we're doing.
Sure. Now, Barton Trowth is situated in an area that is heavily populated by black and minority ethnic community members who will also be looking for support. Is there, and there are some sort of specific needs, employment and education needs that are also part and parcel of that support. How's Gloucester Works supporting those particular people?
Well, we support everyone on an individual basis, so anyone who comes through the door, it's a matter of discussing with them their personal specific situation, their background, educationally, employment, and talking about their aspirations and talking about what opportunities there are out there. So everyone is treated as an individual, really, and there's opportunities there, no matter where you're from. And we make sure that we work with organisations based in areas where there's higher unemployment, where there's people who need the support. So working through children's centres, community organisations to ensure that we're accessible to anyone who needs it. Great,
brilliant. Okay, so you said there was something coming up very recently?
As well as the job hubs, there's a couple of things coming up. For example, next week on Thursday at Gloucester Library, we are running some CV workshops. So if you have either not got a CV at all and you need one from scratch, or if you've got a CV, haven't updated it for a while, or you just want to improve it slightly, we'll be able to help you. So again, you need to call our number or email us through the website, and then we can book you a place on that.
Sure.
Also in February, we'll be in the mall, Eastgate Mall, on the 7th and the 21st of Feb, and that's over the kind of lunchtime period. Not only us, but with other organisations as well, because we can help people with training, so we do have funding for training as well, with getting back into work. But there's a lot of other issues that come up when someone's unemployed. For example, benefit advice. Someone from Gloucester City Council will be there to talk to individuals about accessing the correct benefits. People from housing who will be able to discuss your housing situation if you need any support with that. Often if you're made unemployed, things like paying your mortgage can be a big worry. Also, there will be people there to discuss volunteering opportunities, often a really good way to get some experience on your CV. If you haven't worked for a long time, or you want to get experience in a new area, volunteering is often a way to get your foot in the door, get a good reference and get some good skills.
Yeah, and And the other thing is, I know that people can come along to those 2 events, but you also said if people want to have a one-to-one with you, there's an opportunity to do that as well.
Sure, yeah.
Can you just remind us how people do that?
Yeah, they just need to call us on our free phone number, and that's 0800 002 9838.
Okay. And the timings for your 2 events that are coming up very soon? And your dates?
The CV workshop next week, session in the morning, session in the afternoon, but you need to call us to book in onto that. And then in February, on the 7th and the 21st, and they'll be from 10 o'clock in the morning to 2 in the afternoon in Eastgate Mall.
And that's just a drop-in session?
That's just drop-in to find out some more information, yeah.
Okay, then. The workshop's obviously very interesting. The event's quite useful in terms because unemployment, it's just not about not having the job, it's the other bits that come with it, isn't
Definitely,
it?
yeah.
You know, looking at how your benefit situation is going to work out, how your housing situation is going to be affected. Lots of the things that would it's quite daunting for people, really, isn't it? And then so that's kind of like a one-stop shop to get some of those questions answered as well.
Yeah, definitely. It's not as simple as just doing a CV. There are lots of other issues when you're either unemployed or you're facing redundancy. I haven't been in that situation before, or not for a while. So making sure people have access to all the different services that are out there, all the different types of support is really important.
Okay. Have you ever thought of doing any evening sessions? Because I'm employed, but I couldn't turn up at one of those events because a lot of them happen during the day. Is there any sort of plans in the future to have an evening session for those who might? I'm hoping, touch wood, I'm still going to have a job this time next year, but for those who might be on the cusp of losing their job or facing redundancy, they need to still be in the workplace but can't also access your service during the working hours.
We're very focused on people who are unemployed or who are facing redundancy. We can work with employers. We do that quite a lot. I've been to various companies recently to speak to people who are under threat or at risk of redundancy.
Oh, right. So you're doing that as well.
If any employers are listening and they would like to offer that support to their staff to make sure they get as much support and funding as they can during a difficult period, then they can contact us and we can sort something out. So I can go into employers' premises. But if someone called us and really needed our support, we can arrange appointments later on in the day, in the evenings. That's no problem.
Okay then. Jason, thanks very much for that, for coming
Thanks
along
and
giving us that update. Because it's a monthly update we get from Gloucester Works, actually, isn't it?
It is a monthly update.
Yeah. Always bringing something new to the table, so that's really useful. And I'm assuming it'll be either yourself or Monique in again.
Sure,
next
we'll be
month.
back every month.
Okay, thank you very much.
Cheers.
You're listening to the Community Link crew on GFM 96.6.